Coming to you live from the palatial studios of PBJ Productions. Welcome to Patrick and BJ Talk Real Estate, where we talk about life, the universe, and everything as it relates to real estate. Okay, you know what? We are completely out of control here, but I'm going to try and rein it in for our next episode of Patrick and BJ Talk Real Estate, because we're trying to... What happens when you get blocked? You get blocked because it's all crazy or something?
There's certain words you can't say. There's certain topics you can't say. And we've been busy like doing silly jokes.
Yeah.
And me trying to speak French and Italian and English at the same time. But It's like all like not nice.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get the business here. Let's do this.
So welcome to Patrick and BJ Talk Real Estate. Please take a minute, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And subscribe to our newsletter, because that'll keep you up to date with everything that we've got coming up. We do have a book in the works, and that's going to be coming out. Be great tools for people as far as buying a home, selling a home, different things like that. So, yeah.
So this is BJ. I'm Patrick, and we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of living in Mətʃoʊzɪn. And Mətʃoʊzɪn is one of those 13 municipalities of the Greater Victoria area.
Yeah. But Mətʃoʊzɪn has its own address. Like mailing address, right?
Langford just changed that. Like we would have always like Victoria.
Victoria, yeah.
Even though I live in Langford.
Yeah. My post office box is in...
So now it's all changed?
Is it?
Well, I think it's optional still.
Okay.
Because I know they've tried to change names of streets in Toronto, and it's like, wait a minute, all those people have to change. Like, it'll cost people like a whole bunch of money to change all that.
Yeah.
Now we're getting totally distracted.
Yeah. I should actually, that makes me think I should check my mail. I haven't been there in a while, but...
But Mətʃoʊzɪn is a beautiful rural municipality of the Greater Victoria area. I would kind of describe it this way, where there's like flat farmland section, sort of along the waterfront.
Yeah.
And then there's hills and valleys.
Yeah, that's about right.
Sort of mountains, but you know, it's not snow caps or anything.
Really
Come on.
Yeah, this is Victoria.
From Ontario.
There's no real mountains here.
Yeah, they're just
I mean, like Rocky Mountains. When you say mountains, I'm thinking, Jasper, Banff, Lake Louise.
I grew up in Hamilton, and we have like the Niagara Escarpment. And when you look at it from a map, there's no mountain. Like Hamilton's just in a hole, just 300 feet lower.
Right.
That's it. Anyways.
I drove through Hamilton once.
Did you stop?
No, I took a wrong turn, and that's why I ended up there.
Skyway Bridge?
I have no idea how I got there.
There's an awesome Skyway Bridge there.
I don't know how I got there, but I just realized I'm in the totally wrong place. This was pre-GPS.
Yeah.
I'm totally in the wrong place.
It's hard to read a map like at the same time.
I was just like, I'm going to turn around and go back the way I came.
Okay.
So,
but the cool thing is, what we're talking about today, I spent a little bit of time living in Mətʃoʊzɪn, short amount of time, and the in-laws have lived there for like 140 years probably now.
Right.
But you live there.
I do live there. Yeah, I've lived there for, I don't know, what are we on, 3-4 years, something like that?
3-4 years?
Somewhere in there, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, so I think we can, I think we're qualified to talk about some pros and cons of living there.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, what do you love? We'll start off with, what do you love about being there right now?
I enjoy the peace and quiet. And my daughter loves the peace and quiet, the rural atmosphere that we could just, and for us, it's about it probably is about a 20-minute walk, I'm going to say, to Devonian Garden or Devonian Park, and then from there, it's a 30-minute hike to the ocean.
Yeah.
So that's a nice hike. We like that. Like being in the country.
That's almost right out of your doorstep. Like you're just walking.
Yeah.
Like it's all beautiful road. Like it's quiet roads.
It's a rural road. Yeah. You get to walk down Lombard. That's really nice with the huge trees.
Is that are those poplar trees?
I'm not sure. He planted those trees back in 1910 or something like that.
Right. That's like the one. That's the one lane road.
Yes, that's
basically.
Right. Yeah. So it's beautiful. Cool. Yeah. So I would say this. It's beautiful. It's scenic. It's quiet and peaceful. One of the things I really like is I like that the temperature is usually cooler at night.
Oh, sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's easier to sleep.
I enjoy that. What else do I like about Mətʃoʊzɪn? You know what I like, and my daughter loves. We love going to the Sugar Shack. So Mətʃoʊzɪn Cafe, and the Sugar Shack, and just I really appreciate the sense of community that's out there, because it's the village. It's not a town, Mətʃoʊzɪn, right?
Yeah.
So It's a close knit community that way. There's
So let's not the community aspect, the temperature I wanted to touch on.
yeah.
So I'm not a gardener. I'm not going to pretend to be a gardener, but like where you are,
Yeah.
off of there, William Head Road, you've got like it's like a climate description, and it matches like South Oak Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can grow like certain things there
Sure.
that you can't grow in other
Okay.
parts of like even Metchosin. But that's how cool
Okay.
that's how good the temperature is for
Right.
growing there.
So here's the flip side of it, talking about pros and cons.
Yeah.
That we grow nothing because the deer come and eat everything that you
Right.
try to grow.
Right, and then from like being from Ontario, but like, oh, look at all the beautiful deer you have here, and they're just like rodents here.
They're everywhere
Yeah.
in Metchosin.
Like,
so, and there's don't get me wrong, they're wonderful, beautiful, but as far as growing anything in our yard, they're coming to take whatever we
Yeah.
try to grow.
Driving in Metchosin at nighttime or winter kind of thing, where it gets dark really quickly, like watching out for those deer. That's always like on the radar for me.
Yeah.
Anywhere where it gets rural out here.
Yeah, I mean, one time it was cool. This was so I get up early in the morning to go to the gym, and this was during winter when it was, or winter-ish, so it was dark when I'm
Yeah.
driving to the gym. And one time there's a black bear running in front of me down our road, and then ran off into the goose while I was driving right behind it.
I've never seen a bear out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know they're out there.
Yeah.
And cougars are out there.
Apparently,
Not like
I've
a lot or
I've not
anything.
seen a cougar, but I do know I've seen the bear on our street, and I've heard that there's a bear somewhere around our place this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, who gets more snow? Where you live now, or as you come into town? Like you'll be going through, let's say, Royal Bay, like the rest of Colwood
Yeah.
or Langford. Do you notice if you get more snow or the same amount of snow?
Yeah, I would say,
Because you're still pretty close to the ocean.
yeah, I
there.
would say maybe a little bit more, depending on there's been times where I thought we had more snow and it came into town and there wasn't any.
Oh, really?
And there's been the
Yeah.
other way where we had nothing, and then I drive in and I'm like, hey, there's snow on the ground.
Oh, so yeah.
So it can go either way. I don't think there's a
Microclimates.
Yeah. So
Okay. What about we're realtors, so but you would be on schedule because you would drive your daughter to school.
Yeah.
Right, like a normal commuting traffic time.
right.
So how long does it take you to get into? So school is in Glanford.
Glanford, yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're cooking, half an hour.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
And that's also certain days of the week there's more traffic than other days of the week.
Like Friday,
Friday's the best
right
traffic day.
before a long weekend.
Well, we're talking about
They're
during the
leaving
school year,
already.
but we're talking about during the school year now, right? So, but during the school year, the Fridays usually have the least traffic coming in. So,
Got it.
yeah.
So beautiful Metchosin, lots of hiking, lots of there's freshwater lakes there,
Yeah.
the beaches.
Yes.
There's tons of there's pebble beaches, there's sandy beaches.
Yeah.
Like there's all sorts of things going on. There's
Mm-hmm.
a marina there if you're into fishing.
Yeah. And here's the other
in the
thing is
Pacific.
now with Royal Bay, you don't have to go as far for amenities.
Right, because what you've got, like the convenience store is all you have.
That's all that's there. Yeah.
In
But he
Metchosin.
does a great job, right? He's been there forever and he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But as far as if you want to actually get something more, now you can go to Quality Foods and it's not as far.
Right. What else can you get? Like there's a coffee shop, there's Metchosin Cafe, pizza. You can get food for your animals.
I guess so.
There's
yeah.
a feed
Yeah,
store,
there's a feed store
all
there,
along
yeah.
that strip. I'm not
Yeah.
sure exactly what else
Yeah.
is there, right?
The fire station.
Yeah, so there's other cool things.
Here's one of the things I like. Both my daughter and I like about Metchosin is we really like going to the farmers market on Sundays.
Yeah.
So it's right out in the field behind the
Municipalities right beside that, right?
yeah, right behind the fire hall, and also they have the book barn out there. So we also go there we don't every Saturday, or Sunday. But if we're there on a Sunday, that's Rimmer's thing is we have to go in there because it's a used bookstore, but they have all these obscure books that you won't find anywhere else, and sometimes just great books like.
It's off somebody's shelf, right?
Yeah,
You
so
never
I
know.
mean, I think I remember buying Titan, which is a biography of Rockefeller there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's some great books there. So that's a very niche kind of thing. But my daughter and I, we love books, so we love going there for books and stuff.
So you haven't touched on too many negatives. Like I asked about traffic. So yeah, traffic could be, let's say on a good day, it's a half an hour.
Yeah.
I think it took typically from the in-laws' house a little bit further down the road on Rocky Point Road. It would take about 40 minutes to an hour to get into town.
Yeah.
But that's like basically downtown in the morning with rush hour traffic.
Sure.
And on the way back always seemed quicker. So maybe a little bit, depending on which part of town you're coming in.
Sure.
Or from. So yeah, about 40 minutes to an hour maybe at the long end.
Yeah.
I could almost get out the Souk on the Souk Highway, but you're driving slower.
Yeah.
Through if it's Happy Valley Road or Mətʃoʊzɪn Road.
Usually it's Metchosin Road we come down.
Yeah.
But there's the other thing that goes with that is we live right by the Galloping Goose also, so it's great walking trails, or biking, whatever we want to do there. I would say this is as far as talking about pros and cons. Some of the cons, if you aside from the convenience store, if you've forgotten to get something.
Oh, it's a trip.
It's just a 20-minute drive each way.
Yeah.
So you're going to commit an hour to go get whatever it is you forgot.
Right. So before coming back, you probably start planning like, oh, what else do I need to have before I get home? Yeah. Hopefully you don't forget anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in conjunction with that, this is more of a pro, is there are great farm stands out there. So where I get my eggs, it's from a farm stand. So I just know I need to be there by a certain time in the morning or else the eggs are all gone.
Or, everybody buys them.
Right. But so there's great farm stands out there as well. So that's another pro, but in, not so much I forgot to get milk. That farm stand isn't going to help you. But in that case, for quick stuff, you could still go to the convenience store.
Yeah.
Right? You're just going to pay the convenience store premium for whatever you're getting.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And that's expected. The other thing that I would say would be a potential con is if we're more inclined, at least where we are, to wind.
Yeah.
So you can get the wind blowing.
Rocky Point Road is windy as well,
right?
But it's in the valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and with that wind comes the potential for power going out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
did you lose power this winter?
This last winter, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were...
Not too long, or was it...
There was one long one.
Yeah.
Night and a day, maybe. They went out at night and didn't come on till that following evening. So
that could happen, right?
And
some people have generators, I know that, but not everyone.
Yeah. And the thing that goes with that is the cell service, at least where I am. So if the power goes out, I want to find out what's going on with the power, I will drive into Metchosin Township because I have a better cell service there. From my house.
Because it's spotty on William Head Road.
Yeah.
And on Rocky Point Road is the same thing.
Yeah.
I have to walk up the hill to get check my email, talk to clients.
Yeah.
Go back to the house.
At home, my phone is all through Wi-Fi. My calls are all out on Wi-Fi and everything else.
So you need power.
Yeah. So so that would be the one of the things I think. I think the other thing is maybe the seclusion isn't for everybody. Right? They want to be around more people more immediately versus...
Especially if you're into the nightlife. We talked in another video, there's not that many things to do at night.
There's nothing to do at night in Metchosin.
Right. There's my chosen cafe is probably closed by 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly.
I think their hours have changed. They might be, for the summer, they might be closed at 8 o'clock. I'm not sure.
And they've got new owners after many, many years.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I wish them the best and all their success. Of course.
It sounds like it's a great transition from what I've heard. And they're great community people that are, really invested in the community and everything. So that sounds really good.
I'll tell you this one for isolation from my wife. She grew up in Metchosin, and until she had her driver's license, taking the bus isn't that great coming and going from Metchosin. It's just limited service, right?
Yeah.
So, you're a little bit, not trapped, but it's more difficult to get around as a teenager.
Sure. Yeah. And, I got to say, for me, it's fine. I mean, because I have wheels, and I'm also the owner of, Dadco taxi company. So
Right. You have some control over that.
So my daughter, usually is, okay, Dad, you need to go here, there, or wherever.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
But I think you've covered it. I don't think there's any other cons. Isolation is probably a bigger one. I think just being removed, that's a kind of a lifestyle choice, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you got to
get used to that.
Yeah. If you're coming out to Metchosin, it's not to be in a neighborhood with a whole bunch of neighbors.
It's not Cook Street Village, right? Where you're like right outside the street from like shops and pubs. And all sorts of things going on. Lots of people.
Right.
You talked about Fisherman's Wharf, and it's like, oh, it's 8:00. But yeah, during the day, it's like, if you're a resident or over there, it's like you have 1,000 people walking past your window, right? Where there, you might get motorcycles come down William Head Road or Rocky Point Road.
You hear them.
Yeah.
So I would say that's probably it. So it's a wonderful place to live, but it's not for everybody. Just like any other place, period, in Victoria, for example. Victoria's a wonderful place to live, but it's not for everybody. Langford's a wonderful place to live, not for everybody.
I'll give you a snapshot right now. There's 20 listings in Metchosin. Like it's a rural community. It's like very sparsely populated. There's 20 listings, and the first listing is at like 950,000. So that house is probably going to need like a certain amount of work. I haven't seen it myself. But that's just typical. Like anywhere in the bottom price range in an area, it isn't in the best condition, might need some additional work, right?
Some TLC, yeah.
And the prices go way up there. There's some beautiful waterfront properties, acreages that are out there with gorgeous views, right? I think everybody with views out that way is going to be looking at the Olympic Mountains. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you have any questions about real estate or anything else about Metchosin, then feel free to reach out to us, and we'd be happy to help you, guide you, and get you the information you're looking for there.
Yeah, and if you haven't, you can register for our newsletter that'll keep you up to date on everything and on our upcoming book, and also keep you up to date for everything else that we're rolling out, and answer any questions that you have, or give you an opportunity to ask those questions as well. So take a minute to do that. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Take care. We'll see you in the next video.
See ya. I think that goes back to the dating question conversation.
Is that where you
Where do you
Oh man.
That's how good my French is. Like